Welcome to Power Fridays Live, the channel that aims to make a difference in the world through transformation, spiritual growth, and for entrepreneurs. Our vision is to empower individuals to live their lives with purpose and to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that power and purpose are the driving forces behind success and fulfillment in both personal and professional life. Through our broadcast, we discuss business strategies and techniques that can help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. We believe that through sharing knowledge and experience, we can empower each other to succeed and make a difference in the world. Now here's our host, Janelle Pulley.
Welcome to Power Fridays Live. How are you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I'm great. So we have with us this evening Coach Angie BE. It's the month of May. May is for moms, and shout out to all the mothers out there. May is for mental health, and May is going to be for making a difference in your life. Tonight we're going to have a great conversation with Coach Angie BE, our transformational wellness coach. I'm so excited to have you with us tonight. Coach Angie, we've known each other for some time.
Yes.
And so can you let the audience know a little bit about you and where you grew up?
So I'm good. I'm a good old Georgia girl. I grew up in Middle Georgia. Grew up in Middle Georgia and wanted more for myself. Coming out of a small town in Middle Georgia, sometimes you get to the big city and you're either scared or you're wanted. And I was the type like, you know what, I want more of this. So I moved to Atlanta and haven't looked back since then.
Well, from one small town girl to another one. That's just how it is sometimes,
Exactly.
And I just watch the Hallmark channels to get that small town home feel, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish that I could go back home, and I wish we had that that like small town feel. It's like, oh, that diner to go to and that
Right.
hang out, and it didn't happen for me to where, going back. So I just go back, transform myself and go back on the Hallmark channel. And so growing up in a small town, coming to the big city and looking at our conversation today, stress.
Right.
And wellness. Of course, financial stress is the number one for a lot of people. We're just coming off of, Financial Literacy Awareness Month. And
Right.
so you help women deal with a lot with their stress. And what have you found, the best way? And you're going to talk about this, of course, with your journey, but I want to come in not so fast, but I know that your brand and your name of your company is about radiating naturally.
Yes.
So can you share with us where radiating naturally comes from and your vision for radiating naturally?
Whew. Okay. Radiating naturally came from me being able to accept myself, and accept my greatness, my beauty, my just me and who I am. Growing up in that small town, I'm going to start slow, but growing up in a small town, I was raised in a high control organization, or an organization that basically told me and our parents what to do. So I was not able to identify or figure out who this being was, who this human being was, because everything that I did was run through the organization and how the organization saw it. So for me, when I was able to move to Atlanta and left that organization, I was able to go, this is me. Do I like this? I've been taught to like, I don't know. I've been taught to like string cheese, okay? Maybe I like sharp, okay? Maybe I like something else. There's other types of cheeses in the world besides one cheese. I've been taught that, there's only this cheese, and maybe I like sharp, maybe I like pepper jack, maybe I like cheddar. And just using that as an example and being able to figure out this is okay for me to like this. This is okay for me to like that. And naturally just love myself for where I am right now. And accept it. No judgment. No, hey, I should be here, or I should be here or there, or, by this age, I need to be having 2.5 kids, a husband, and all this other stuff. No, it's about, what? Today I'm here, and I'm going to accept myself for where I am at. And even in our bodies, the motto for Radiate Naturally is, have you told your body thank you today? And even thank you in this body, like in the body you are. Yes, you might want to release 10 or 15, 20, 50 more pounds. Fine, cool. But giving thanks to, hey, this body gave me my children. This gave my body, this body gave me this. This body helped me notice I need to pay attention to maybe my health a little bit more. Or this body has said, because of this body, I'm not able to, shows that I haven't been able to set my boundaries. So I need to set more boundaries so I can take care of myself first in order for me to take care of others. And I need to feed my cup. So being grateful for this body as it is right now, saying thank you, but also improving it. And that's what Radiate Naturally is about.
Wonderful. I love that because, as we know with women, being a woman, people, try to alter their appearance in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
in surgical ways.
Right.
And I know for some, it has not been a way to be healthy with how they've approached, surgical procedure. And to some women, it's been fatal, unfortunately. And you emphasize what I heard you say: authenticity, confidence, embracing your true self.
Right.
Well, when you look at embracing your true self and sharing with other women on how they can embrace their true self, what was the biggest challenge that you faced, and how did you overcome it?
Oof. The biggest challenge I think I faced was accepting that because everything that the first 20 years of my life, everything that I did had to go through this organization, viewpoint, so that we would be one organization. That when I came out of that, I didn't know who I was. And I was still looking for direction because for the first 20 years of my life, I had someone there to say, hey, do this, no questions asked. Even if I wanted to go left, hey, you must go right because right is the right way for us, even if it wasn't right for me.
So you didn't participate in school functions like track or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
no school functions, no cheerleading, no after school functions.
Okay.
I was doing school, doing schoolwork, but that's about it. Like everything had to be within those, school hours. Anything outside of that was non-negotiable. Even going to college, I graduated with a 3.8. Everybody's asking me to, hey, going to college, which college you going to? No, I was told to become a missionary. And so that's what I did because that's what I was told to do. So nothing wrong with being a missionary at all, okay? But I wanted to be my dream job since I was 10 has been I want to be a coroner, okay? I don't know why, but I wanted to be a coroner. I wanted to do medical procedures that just interested me, that made sense. I'm not really scared of dead bodies, but we do need to find out why this person died. But because of the organizational viewpoint, they believe that we would not have to. There's no college, so therefore 8 years of going to school would take away from the organization. So no college and becoming a missionary. And that's what I did. And that made my parents happy. That made everybody else happy. But for me personally, when I got out of that organization, and me stepping back and saying, literally, what do I like? That was hard. That was really challenging because for the first time, I could make everybody else mad by going left, whatever left is. And it doesn't matter, and just what that is. I'm using left and right as a simple example right now. But being able to go left and go, okay, do y'all still love me? But actually, I have to love myself. I have to take that into consideration. Like, you know what? I'm the one that has to live in this body. I have to take ownership of me. So what if I go left and it thrives? Now everybody wants my money, right? Like, you know, oh, we knew she could do it, yada, yada, yada. But of course, if I go left and it doesn't, it flops. Well, we told you that wasn't going to work. But what did I learn in that situation? And
Yeah.
so being able to go, you know what, I learned this. Maybe left was the right option for me, but I learned this over here. And I got to experience something. I remember moving to Atlanta. First thing my mother said was, you're going to die in that big city. And I'm like, if I'm dead in the middle small town, I'm also dead in the little big town too. Either way, I'm dead.
Right. And then from a spiritual point of view, you may have been dead inside. And now that you've moved to Atlanta, then you've been able to see a different viewpoint and to be able to thrive. And,
Exactly.
and as a confidence and empowerment coach, we don't want to limit people's belief system and, and be held back in any way. So I'm so happy and glad that you were able to break free from that. And so translating that, can you share with us a little bit about your Radiate Naturally philosophy? Because I know it's powerful. You shared it with me, and I want you to share it with everyone else.
First sentence is, have you told your body thank you today? Like, again, we talked about that a little bit already. Just saying thank you to what body you're in right now, giving gratitude because this body. My second thing, and I just said this to my friend earlier today, is stop talking to my friend in the mirror negatively. Stop. Most of us look at our bodies and, oh, my fupa's big and my thighs meet and my arms shake. And we say negative things to our own selves that we would never say to anyone else. Or if you heard me say that to someone else, or you heard someone saying that to me, you would go, no, don't do that. No, we don't talk that way. But we all subconsciously or consciously talk that way about ourselves. So stop talking to my friend in the mirror like that. We're going to encourage ourselves. Or talk to would you say that to a 7 or 8-year-old child? No? Okay, then don't do that to me. And I'm talking to myself, like, to your mirror self. And so being able to conquer the emotional eating and work through those emotional habits, the weight falls off. And I'll use different techniques like EFT tapping or just journaling so that we can work through those emotions so we're no longer eating, so that we can release the weight.
Oh, wow. So we're talking about physical weight, and it sounds like we're talking about the mental weight as well. And shifting that, seeking external validation and cultivating the self-assurance from within, that is very mindful with your practice. And I really appreciate you for that. And I know that you're a coach. And you help people when it comes to working out. So how's that working out?
Going pretty well. I've been a wellness coach for about 20 years. It's been very, very liberating, very fun. I love seeing how my clientele is able to take what I present to them or offer them, and they use what they need in their life. And when they start getting those results, it's just amazing. I had one participant a few years ago, maybe last year or two, and I started stretching her out and just started doing wellness and fascia massage on her legs and on her hips because she had a lot of back pain. But within that back pain was a lot of trauma and stress from whatever she was carrying in her life. And after we were able to talk about that and release, because the body does remember what happens to you, and so, or what has happened to you in the past. And so as we did the EFT tapping and we did this little bit of spiritual work, not religious, but spiritual work, meaning like we're talking about our spirit and what our soul needs. And she started her own company and she released she released 70 pounds. And there was a good 6 months that I didn't see her. So literally about 3 months ago, I called her and said, hey, let's meet up. And I didn't know. She goes, yeah. And she shows up and I said, Oh my gosh. She goes, yeah, I want to surprise you. And it was just so amazing because I thank you. Like she didn't train for more than 6 months, but we trained, we worked out, and we did a little business coaching too. But within that, she was able to find her peace, be able to express her soul. And she's like, wait, and it just clicks for her. So now she runs a company now, and she helps others. And it's been so amazing.
Awesome. Well, that is what we're talking about. Breakthrough moments in life, that what you are working with in Coach Angie B is what you can achieve. Breakthrough moments and transformation. And if you're feeling stuck or insecure, what's one daily practice that you would recommend for us to start building that unshakable confidence? Because it sounds like, that's what that young lady experienced working with you.
I say start small. I think most of us start on the biggest thing. Let's say you like carbohydrates. Okay. You like donuts. I have a client right now that loves Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay. She loves them. Great. Cool. Guess what? That is not the first thing I take out of your diet. I don't even take that out at all, because that's something that you actually like, that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. So start with, give yourself the grace and the gratitude of what you're already doing. If you're already drinking your water, high five. You're doing that. You're working towards your wellness goal. If you're already eating vegetables at most meals, high five. Great, you're doing that. Maybe we need to add just 5 minutes a day of walking. Awesome. Let's start there. And let's stop starting with the hardest thing of like, I'm going to go cut out all carbs and all this. But 2 days later, you're beating yourself up because doggone well you love Krispy Kreme. Like, why would you stop something that you love? Yes, let's not have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, let's start there. But let's start off with easy and get those wins under your belt, because your confidence is built by 2 things. One, by seeing the wins you've already done. So you're already drinking the water, you're already eating the vegetables, and you're maybe doing the 5 minutes of walking every day. Great, cool. Those are your wins. Let's not self-sabotage by trying to go attack something that was a little too big right now. And then number 2, keep that consistency going, because you believe your own lies. So let's say, for example, your walk, right? And it's raining today, I don't feel like walking. Well, we know what? Let's go to the stairs. Let's do a walk in place. Let's do a aerobics video on YouTube. And getting it in that way, instead of just saying, well, I don't feel like it. Okay, cool. So at least even when I don't feel like working out, I'm like, okay, let's just do 10 minutes. If we don't feel like after 10 minutes, fine. And after that 10 minutes, either A, okay, I'm done, but I did my 10 minutes. And that's a promise to myself that I kept. Or B, I did that 10 minutes. Okay, it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. So that's how we build the confidence within ourselves and the growth, so that we get those wins and get, hey, I'm doing something. And that's, yes.
Awesome. Well, I love to do something versus do nothing, because I'm that person that looked at the weather and said, that person guilty as charged. But I did say, okay, let me walk down the hallway in my house.
Right.
So I'm good. I passed the test.
High five.
High five. Okay, well, Angie, thank you so much for letting us know that, and just really embracing our true selves, and balancing our self-compassion, looking at ourselves in the mirror. But I want to go back and say something that you said, and I don't know if it was really heard, but I heard you when you said it, and you said we lie to ourselves.
Oh.
Can you say a little bit more about that?
Oh.
How can we push past that?
It's pushing past those pain points. I notice it a lot with my nieces and nephews, especially with one of my sisters. I was like, okay, the boys do differently at her house than they do at my house. And I told her, I said, listen, you got to push past that pain point. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes. But once they're, especially we can see it better in our kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, like you got a little 2-year-old, and I got nieces and nephews, but that the kids gonna try you. Okay, they're gonna try to figure out another way to get a yes. Okay, if I want these chips and mama said no, I'm gonna ask daddy, can I get these chips? Or better yet, you know what? These are the chips I had from school. You know, someone else gave me these chips. I couldn't say no, right? When I told you not to have, they're gonna figure out a way to get these chips. We do the same thing. If we told ourselves at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're gonna wake up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, that first Friday, that first day comes up, immediately, it's 5, it's dark, it's not safe. There might be a bear outside. It's raining. It's not raining. There's pollen. It's too cold. It's too hot. Especially with the weather, it's always too something. Okay, and we're gonna give ourselves that excuse to work around to stay comfortable. Our bodies and our brains want us to stay comfortable because it doesn't want. It's happy where it's at. Change is hard. Change is hard, but also change is necessary because if we want this, whatever our goal is, we have to do something different. So stay where you're at. I tell my clients, I look at them, when we sit down, we make our benchmark habits and our goals. And I look at them, they say, hey, I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But if I already know that you don't wake up until 10 a.m., why would we set that goal for 5 a.m. when you know doggone well your body is not up till 10? Like most times you don't roll out of bed till 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Right.
So that's the unconscious programming where we're trying to set ourselves up for failure. Because I said I was going to wake up at 5 a.m., I don't wake up till 10. Let's be truthful with ourselves first. Maybe let's do 9:30 if we wake up at 10 a.m. Okay, maybe we can work up just 30 minutes early, or we start working at 10. Okay, but we lie to ourselves, and that gives it an out saying, see, you couldn't do it. See, we couldn't do it. You got to wake up at 5. No, let's start where we're at. Let's accept ourselves where we're at. If you wake up at 10, great, cool, fine. So what can we do at 10 o'clock? Let's do yoga at 10 in the morning. Can we go for our walk 5 minutes then? But be honest and truthful for ourselves, because I think also a lot of us listen to what others have done, but that worked for them and their bodies. I'm not a morning person either. I'm a late night person. So me waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm not getting paid, yeah, I'm going to roll over too. But let's be honest with ourselves. So I literally had somebody say, well, I thought I had to wake up at 5 and da-da-da. And first thing I said, you can, but is that going to work for you? If the answer is no, then accept that. Love yourself where you're at. So, okay, well, I'm usually up and I'm active around this time. The kids and the husband and the partner are gone by this time. So this is my sliver. Then let's put it there, not somewhere that we just can't meet.
I love it. I love it because that person is like, oh my gosh, I need to wake up early so I can do this, so I can do that. And now from this conversation, I was just setting myself up for failure. So I'm so glad that we had this because you're coaching me right now. You're coaching me and everyone else out there that's listening right now. And if you have something that you want to say, you have a question, you want to ask Angie B something, we have your information that we can get in touch with you. But I do, sister to sister, I know you have a lot of great things coming up. I know that your work goes beyond one-on-one coaching.
Yes.
You're building a community.
Yes.
A community of sisterhood. Why is sisterhood important in personal growth? And how can women find or create supportive circles and become a part of yours?
Sisterhood is so important because we like to hear, I did a good job. Especially of those of us who came from trauma or who came that I was never good enough. I'm one of those people too. I was always in my head, never good enough. I'm not enough. I will say sisterhood is important because you have to have at least someone, even if it's just your bestie partner, whatever. I literally call my people sometimes. Just tell me I did a good job. Just tell me I did a good job and why you like whatever happened. Because in my head, I am beating myself up because I don't know I had an event today, but it rained. I was never in control of the rain. But this is what I did, and this is how I showed up. It's reassurance also that you've done it. So let's take again, like I really do believe that most of us are stuck in between 5 and 10 years old. Looking at your 5 to 10-year-olds, what's the first thing they do? They try something, you did a great job. It's encouragement. It encourages you to keep going. It encourages you to go, okay, I might not have been perfect, but I did it. And it makes you learn, okay, how can I do better? Yes, I can do better in this way or that way, but at least I did it. And most times, those people that are saying you didn't do a good job, look and see what they're doing. Look and see what they have achieved in the same area. Most times, 9 times out of 10, especially in my experience, those of you, like even when I said about moving from Middle Georgia to Atlanta, those people were scared of Atlanta. Those people had never drove in Atlanta. In Middle Georgia, people are literally scared and will not drive in Atlanta. So of course, in their mindset, me moving here is outside of their comfort zone. Mine, their comfort zone. So actually, they're scared. But if you have someone telling you a good job, and someone like, if you actually moved up here, I would say first thing, good job, great job. I would never put you down. Look at people who have already accomplished it and see what they're saying about it. Not someone that's stuck in their comfort zone.
Exactly.
That's what sisterhood is important, because if you have sisterhood that has already done it, they won't put you down at all.
Awesome. So yeah, encouraging sisters along the way. That is
Yes.
definitely what you want to have. And I can, from what you just shared, I have a personal story. I'm from a small town. I went to New York City. I didn't tell my mom I was going to New York. I told her when I got back. Just so
Right, exactly.
I did not have to hear that it's dangerous. You don't need to be going there.
What if you get robbed? What if you get pickpocketed? What if? Those are things that can happen here too. Just because you're in a small town doesn't mean you're protected from all of that. That stuff, murder happens in small towns too.
Yes. It's like, and I know for me and working, with people with their finances and having those
Mhm.
conversations and having those small wins, and you paid off this credit card, you paid off this debt, how do you celebrate? How do you work with your clients to celebrate? Are they able to have that Krispy Kreme donut?
Yes, they are. Okay. First of all, never took it out. We just back off how many times we had the Krispy Kreme donut. But yes, we celebrate. With the benchmarks that we set, I ask for rewards. Like, okay, what's your reward? Is it a spa day? Now try to make it non-food. Okay, I try. However, some of us are more motivated by food than others. Okay, so
Yes.
can we just have a spa day? Can we tell the husband, listen, when I reach this goal, I need a day that the kids are out and y'all go do something. I got the house or whatever. Can you have a girls' day, or I can sleep in this day? Once I did my sleeping in is one of those things that I love to put on the rewards list, because if you did a good week, a sleep in day, and you tell them and communicate to your family, I'm not here. I don't care if you see me or not. I'm not here until this time. And that also helps you establish boundaries, because now you're going to put your boundaries, what you need, what you have to do, and to make this goal, to reach this benchmark for sleep in day. You're going to put the boundaries in place and delegate so that you're able to reach that goal. Because my Thursdays are my sleep-in day, and I can't tell you, I'm like, nope, I'm not here until 10 o'clock. Leave me alone.
That phone silence, do not disturb, works
Yes.
wonders.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Well, Angie B, I've enjoyed having you here and having this conversation. And I have to ask you a fun question.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you could have a power lunch with any woman in history, who would it be and
Oh,
why?
God. Okay, so I have a lot of people in mind right now. So I'm going to pick at least 3. Oprah Winfrey, because she's Oprah. Okay. All right. Yes. Oprah. Yes. Issa Rae. because she's just that person that just kind of off, kind of quirky, but also she's built this brand that's amazing, and I love her. I just like, okay, that is amazing. And lastly, probably Janet Jackson.
Oh.
Only because we were both raised in the same organization coming out, and we came out, and I want to know how she changed her mindset and made it such a successful life. So I think those will be my top 3 for sure. So where they at? Where they at?
We'll have to tag them. We'll tag everybody because they're all still living. Okay.
Yes, they are.
So we'll add Oprah, add Issa Rae, and add Janet Jackson and tag them on this message, on this podcast.
All right.
On this video. Okay. So we see what's possible because
yes,
we have no limits.
Yes.
We don't believe in limits here. So, Angie B, it's been great. It's been an awesome conversation. I've been scrolling your CoachAngieBE.com website. And of course, we always love to find out, what is the best way for anyone to reach you, to do business with you. I know you have some fun things planned that's up and coming.
Yes,
and
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about that now, or do we just need?
Oh, I can, because actually, me and my business partner were just working on the calendar for the rest of the year. So yes, but the best way to reach me is at my email, radiatenaturally@gmail.com, or just put something in the chat on my website. That is fine too. That reaches me. But we have a bunch of events coming up this year. We have our fun run in October. That's going to help support the nonprofit, the Exodus Group Foundation. That is also mine. And we also have Vision and Vino. Vision and Vino is a vision board event where we create our new realities and what we want to see. But we create an interactive vision board, and we stay in contact with each other throughout the year to help each other reach our goals. Because a lot of times, and me and you have done this before, where I'm working on something, or I know you're working on something, and I get it, like, here's the resource. Mm-hmm. And it helps to have those people around. You can also join the community. I can give you the Facebook community, the private Facebook group, if you're working on your wellness goals and you're looking for just a little bit of tips and considerations of what have you, things that work for you and your body. And that will be in the chat as a Facebook group. But I'm here. I do a Reach and Release, which is a yoga retreat. It's on my website under events. It's a yoga, and we release anger, and we release anger out of our bodies and do a total body stretch on the first and last Saturdays of the month. First and last Saturdays of each month. And we're going to have that going on until October. So, I keep myself pretty busy. So there's always there's something else fun coming on. We're at CoachAngieB.com, and we're looking for partners and participants for the race, but we're sponsors and everything else. And we look forward to having people come in and support each other. Because that networking, we need that networking for sure.
Oh, definitely. You've got me as a sponsor. So thank you so much, Coach Angie B. I thank you and I appreciate you. And we always say here on Power Fridays Live, Financial Power Fridays Live, be, do, and have the greatness that you desire, because the greatness is in you. And as you shared earlier, just look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how great you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the last but not least, finish this sentence. To radiate naturally means to
love yourself where you're at. You're amazing just the way you are. Even with your faults, you were perfect. Love yourself.
Love it. Love it. Love yourself. You've heard it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you next weekend on another episode of Financial Power Fighters Live. Take care and be blessed, everyone.